This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Deborah Sawyerr. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I love the introduction. I'm doing absolutely wonderful on this sunny, cold morning here in the United Kingdom.
What part of the UK are you from?
So I live in Essex, which is just outside of London, which is about 45 to an hour away from London.
All right. Well, do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
Right. So I think the talent that has made us connect is me being a money literacy educator, or some people say a financial literacy educator. But I'm not a financial advisor.
There's a big difference, isn't there? Please tell us more.
Okay, so what do you want to know?
I want to know the difference between a financial advisor and what you do.
Okay. So a financial advisor, and I've used one in my time, is somebody who has gone to get some sort of certification or qualification in the different financial products and services that are out there. And typically they will work for a financial institution like a bank and sell the bank's products and services to clients who are looking for those services. Now, with a financial literacy educator or educator, it comes from, you don't need a certification. It comes from personal and sometimes professional experience, and that's what I am. So it's come from my own personal journey as far as finance is concerned, things that I've tried and tested, failed and succeeded at, and professionally as well, working in an environment where I dealt with a huge amount of finance for customers. So yeah, that's the difference. I don't sell any products that belong to any other financial institutions.
So tell me, I did see that one of the things you specialize in as well as education for children. How does that go?
Well, my first love really, Angu, is children really. So when I come online or when I do live videos, my main niche, if you want to call it that, is first and foremost kids. And so that really came about from, again, like I said earlier, from a personal place. I found myself in a very difficult and very toxic relationship, marriage really, not just relationship, marriage, where I was married to somebody who was very good at earning and making good money, but had a weakness of not being able to manage finance. And it was the opposite for me. I wasn't always that person who could make huge amounts as far as my 9-to-5 day job was concerned then, but I was pretty good with the little I had. And so fast forward, when you have financial problems in your relationship, it causes a lot of problems. And it was no different for us. It caused so much problems. It led to arguments. The arguments got worse. The arguments led to violence. I was at the receiving end of it. And eventually that whole relationship, marriage fell apart after 10 years. And I looked around myself and I thought, we have 2 children. At the time, our kids were 10 and 8. They're now 12 and 15. And I said to myself, what have they learned from us? What exactly, as parents, have we taught them? Who has taught us about finance growing up? Nobody teaches us about finance, not really. And so that is where it came from. And I thought to myself, you know what? I am going to use my girls as the starting point. Teach them, educate them, see how they change, And if there are any changes with them, I can take that out to other children and help. So that's how it all started.
That's great. I'm glad. I love to see stories that evolve in the way yours has, where you've made choices that have allowed you and your family and others around you to be impacted for the positive. That's wonderful. Yeah. Where can people connect with you?
Well, Facebook is my playground. So you can find me on Facebook, typically on Sawyer's House. So that's the name of my business, my brand. If you just Google Sawyer's House, which is my last name with an S at the end and an apostrophe, house, it will churn up everywhere I am. I am literally on every social media platform possible, but I mainly am busy on Facebook.
Wonderful. And Sawyer's is SAWYERRS and that apostrophe. Well, do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
One thing I've done consistently over the last 3 years has been investing.
Ooh, tell me more. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel when you're investing?
Oh, powerful. You know, I feel, without sounding like I am stereotyping, I feel like the investment world is a scary place for women. And I say that because when I go to investment network programs, I look around the room and about 90% of the people in the room tend to be men. And I don't know why. But I feel proud that I'm able to sit amongst these men, even if I'm not investing as much as they may be, but I'm able to still rub shoulders with them. And it's a great environment to be in. So I have consistently done that over 3 years, and even, way beyond 3 years. So, yeah.
There we go. Well, amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Deborah Sawyerr. Do connect with her. Deborah, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Deborah, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memories would have been, oh my God. Oh, there's so many of them. I want to say probably my parents leaving me. There were good memories as well. My parents had met in the UK as students and had gotten married, but I remember them having to leave me with some nannies miles away on the train. And I used to remember enjoying the train journey to be dropped off by my parents during the week for my nannies to look after me. They were English, they were elderly, and I was the only child they were looking after at the time. And I remember the husband always carrying me on his shoulder because he was quite tall. And I also remember them having cats. So I have a love for cats and pets generally. So I would say probably my earliest, I might have been about 3 or maybe younger.
Wow. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I've got a good retentive memory. And I think those memories were just fun. Just being in a place where I was just happy. I was happy. I was just happy in those times. Because after that, maybe fast forward another 7 years, then sadness came into my life, a story for another day. But it's just good memories. Just thinking about how England was. It was, you had real snow, you had proper winter, you had proper summers, and they lived so far away, and I don't even know where they live. But I know they lived far away because the train used to take us for hours there.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's intriguing. And if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song would have been, let me see, 12. Was it out then? Let's see. Make that move right now, baby.
Who sang that?
Shalaba.
All right. What's the name of the song? Make that move?
It was called Make That Move.
Oh, there we go. Love it. Thanks
Make
for
that move
singing
right
for
now.
us. That's great. We have you recorded.
Singing.
All right, Deborah. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Deborah, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
You're joking.
What about 3 hours a week?
You're joking.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? More than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less than.
All right, Deborah, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Deborah Sawyerr, what would you say that is?
Uniquely authentic, non-conformist.
Oh, love it. UANC. Love it. You could actually say that as well. Well, in our dialect, right, it would have been like USC, you know, like, so UNC, nothing yet, UANC. That's wonderful. Deborah, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to say that whatever you do, make sure you get some level of financial education for yourself, your kids. It's a simple concept, and I like to use this tagline, and it's this: spend your money better, save a bit bigger, and just invest with that bravery and courage. You can do it.
Love it, Deborah Sawyerr. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.